Hello, this is Faith at Faith&books, and I'm just gonna take a few minutes here to talk about two books I just finished and also to do a sort of general TBR or just books that I'm hoping to get to, not just for August, but maybe September and October and maybe a little bit into November, just so that I have sort of a general list in my head that I get out there so that I will remember it. I should write it down is what I should do. But anyway, let's see. Dinner's in the oven. I decided to take a few minutes to do this. So I just got done a little while ago with the Victorian read-along Most Victorian Book Club with Kate Howe. And we finished reading, we discussed Thomas Hardy and the Mayor of Casterbridge, which I just finished. I'm just not a Hardy fan. I don't like his bleak outlook on life. He's a beautiful writer. Did you know that both Dumbledore and Hagrid, those names came from this book? Dumbledore means bumblebee, and Hagrid is some other reference. But yeah, so anyway, I mean, that's the happiest thing that comes out of this book. It's really dreary. The main character is somebody who I think I was supposed to sympathize with, but I found it just went on too long. There were so many contrived twists in the plots where, you know, he starts off being mayor and then I don't want to spoil it for you if you want to read it, but anyway, if you know Hardy, you know it's never going to end happily. And I just didn't, I don't know, I really had to push myself through it, which I thought I would. When I first started reading it, I was really taken with the writing. So I thought, oh, maybe it's not going to be so bad. And I also, and this was a good thing, I had remembered certain parts of this book from a long time ago, but I'd forgotten what book it was in. So the description of Casterbridge itself, I really remembered that. And I really remembered the fact that the wheat was bad and the town was complaining about it. I don't know why, but that stuck in my head. And so that was neat that I discovered that it was this book that I had remembered all these years. But I'm just not a Hardy fan. I just don't want to read unrelenting, dreary, I don't know, twist of fate that no matter what you do, you'll never escape your fate, and that life is, basically life sucks and then you die, basically is his attitude. And I just, no matter how beautifully he writes, I just don't want to spend my time reading that anymore. So it was appealing at one point when I was young, and I just don't have time for it anymore. So goodbye, Thomas Hardy. I do not think I will ever read you again in my lifetime. So that's the end of that. Then had a lovely read with Mark Tibble's group that sort of has continued on from the Europe Reading 2021 group, where we were watching the Euro football games. And then we ended up reading this book together. And this was a delightful surprise. I thought I had read it before, but I don't think I had. I think I confused it with another book. It was quite, it's light, beautiful writing though, and very funny, very tongue-in-cheek, very droll, or kind of Monty Python slapstick kind of funny, and just very refreshing and just fun, really fun, and lots of times where you really do laugh out loud. So I enjoyed it, and I'm glad now that I know about Jerome K. Jerome. And I want to read more by him. There's actually, he's not that well known, I don't think, in the U.S. anyway. But he did write other stuff. So I'm excited that I found a new author that I enjoyed. So this got 5 stars from me. I really liked it. So those are my two that I just finished up. I'm still reading Laurus. I'm going to start in on this. I took a few days off to try to finish the Mayor of Casterbridge, but I'm going to delve into this, and I hope to finish it by the end of July. So I'm just going to work on that. And then I'm also reading the biography, which it's on my Kindle, of James Monroe, which I'm just reading slowly. I'm enjoying it very much, though. It's very interesting. And then, so that's what I just finished. For August, I have plans for August. In August, I'm going to read Paradise or Paradiso, because I started it in June, and then I got my sciatica, which is much, much better. Not completely gone, but much, much better. I'm sitting here in no pain. That's pretty good. I haven't done that in almost 2 months. So it is getting better. I still have to exercise every day and go to physical therapy, but it is getting better. So I think in a few more weeks, maybe it'll be completely conquered. But anyway, so I'm going to go back to reading this. And I'm also planning to watch Tom L.A. Books videos on Purgatorio so that I can remember that. Because I had been reading them I reread Inferno and Purgatorio, and then I was going to read this right away. And now I feel like Purgatorio I can't remember it. So I want to refresh it by Tom is making, I think he's up to Canto 11. So I'm going to spend August doing that, watching that. And then as he makes them, go back to 1. And, so that'll refresh my memory of Purgatorio. I'm going to be reading this. And then I'm going to, as I said in my announcement about the City of God read-along for 2022, I'm going to either listen or watch. I think it's listen to my son's audio course on the Gnostics. So those are my 3 big things that I really want to do in August. But wait a second, I forgot the book. Where is it? Oh yeah. But for my lighter read, because that's all kind of academic, for my lighter read, I'm determined to read this. And I also will start Lady Audley's Secret, which is the next Victorian read. We don't have to have it read till towards the end of September. And so, I might start it in August or not. And then I have a bunch of other stuff that I had on my TBR that I just keep not getting to. Maybe I'll try to get to those. But I'm not going to even say them because I feel like I jinx things when I say the TBR and I'm biting off more than I can chew. Here, I need a sip of cider here. All right. So anyway, I hope to read this in August too. So August is Paradise, this, maybe some of Lady Audley's Secret, maybe some other stuff. And then I'm going to be watching the Purgatorio videos from Tom L.A. Books and listening to that course on the Gnostics. In September, I'm excited about September because I talked my husband into doing ShakeTube with me. Now, he will not get on the camera and he doesn't do social media at all, but he likes Shakespeare. And so we actually already watched Richard II from the Hollow Crown series, which was a few years ago, which I thought was good, but I think at the end they sort of really overdid the visual imagery. I thought it was really overdone, I thought, but the acting was superb. So anyway, so we're going to read in September. My husband and I are going to read the Henriette. So we're going to do Richard II, Henry IV, parts 1 and 2. And I know this is no fear Shakespeare. It's very plebeian, high school kind of thing. But I genuinely do not read the English part. I read Shakespeare, and then if I'm confused, I glance over, and then I go back. And it makes it really easy to read, I think, and to comprehend. So I'm planning on reading in September for ShakeTube, Richard II, Henry IV, part 1 and 2, and Henry V, which I just bought these. I have Henry V downstairs in the study. But what's really exciting is the first weekend of September, we are going to go to Stanton, Virginia, and we are going to go to the Blackfriars Shakespeare Theater there, and we're going to see a production of Henry V. So I'm excited about that. I've seen the movie with Kenneth Branagh. How do you say his last name? I've seen it several times. I love that movie, but I've never seen it on the stage, so I'm really excited about that. So ShakeTube is become a family event because my husband is participating with me, and we're also going to continue watching the whole of the Hollow Crown. So, and we cheated and jumped ahead because my husband doesn't understand BookTube and that things have to go by months. He was like, let's just watch it now if we're interested. So we did. So that's September. What was the other thing I wanted to read in September? Well, I have to read Lady Audley's Secret. And there was something else I was going to read for September. Oh, now I'm not thinking of it, but hopefully it will come to me. And then in October, Oh yeah, I know what it was. So my oldest son and his wife are expecting another child. They have a little girl named Edith, and they're having another child. Due date is October 15th, October. And so what I'm going to do is in September, I'm going to read the first in the Palliser novels, Can You Forgive Her by Anthony Trollope, because the second book in that series is called Phineas Finn, and they are naming their son, they know it's a boy, Phineas, and they want to call him Finn as a nickname. So I got to read that book. And then somebody in the book club just said, well, and then there's Phineas Redux, and he comes up in the Eustace Diamonds. So I'm going to be learning about Phineas Finn this fall. And so I think it's like a perfect Victober pick to read Phineas Finn by Trollope when I'm going to have a grandson named Phineas. So that's exciting. So that's what I'm planning to do for Victober. I don't know what else I'm going to read in October, frankly. That's as far as I've gotten. But in November, I've decided to read, again in preparation for the City of God read-along, I've decided to read Augustine's Confessions, and I ordered a copy of it. I used to have a copy. It was translation by John K. Ryan. I cannot find it. I don't know where it went. I vaguely remembered it had coffee spilled on it or something. So maybe we just got rid of it. So I bought a nice edition with a different translator, because I think John K. Ryan is dry. I think and this other one was by a woman, was recommended by someone I trusted. So it's a different translation. But anyway, I'm going to read that in Nonfiction November, and I'm also going to reread this book, A Sense of the World, which I mentioned a couple of videos ago, and several people were interested in, and I think got it on my recommendation. So that's kind of exciting. So I really have to reread this one. I heard it on audio. I have not read it physically. So that's what I want to do. So for Nonfiction November, Confessions, and this. I have no idea what I'm doing in December. I'm not thinking that far ahead. And this isn't a complete thing either, but it's just what I sort of have in my mind right now. So, oh yeah, and in the 3 Men in a Boat read-along, people were talking about maybe reading Confederacy of Dunces. I'm not sure when, September, October, or some point. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that might be another thing that I'd participate in. So that is it from me. I don't know if it was interesting, but yeah, I'm excited about my reading life. It's really fun. So I guess that's it for now. I hope you're doing well, and happy reading.